Hello everyone, this is Joe Brewer here in Barichara, Colombia. Today I want to tell you about something really special that we're doing. And I'm wearing my hat because I'm in the middle of the sun and it's hot here doing it. We are rescuing an endangered native tree. This tree right here, as you can see, this tree is called Ceiba Barragón. It is a type of tree that is endemic, which means it only lives in this region. It is at risk of extinction, and the only place it exists is a giant canyon called Chicamocha Canyon, and it's being damaged by goats and cows that eat the leaves and eat the baby trees and eat the seeds, and so it's very close to extinction. And this tree happens to be right here, planted in a garden of a hostel that is being converted from a hostel to a hotel, and we were invited to come and rescue the tree. And so I want to show you what we're doing. Is look, if you see right here, we've dug a big hole around the tree in a ring. We're digging to be about 1 meter deep. It's a lot of work to do this. And then we're starting to shape it, and you can already see we're shaping the ring on the inside. We're going to make it into the shape of a ball on top and on bottom by digging at an angle underneath it, so that we can wrap up and bundle all of the roots with a minimum amount of soil, because this tree is going to be really heavy. And we're going to transplant it. And we're still debating if we're going to put it into the bioparque, where we do a lot of our other work, or if we're going to take it down into the canyon near the river where its native habitat is, which means we'd have to find a protected area that's down there, and so far we don't know of any. And we're moving quickly because the renovation and construction that's going on here, you can see there's workers over there doing cleaning, and they've been deconstructing some areas and clearing up the space over here on this side. And as they're doing all this construction work, I'm here in the middle of it all. And sometimes I do have other help. I just happen to be here by myself at the moment. And we're taking this beautiful tree, this Ceiba Barragón, and we're going to rescue it. And this is a really important part of our work, to show that we're not simply doing reforestation, and we're not simply doing ecosystem restoration. We're also doing something more spiritual and sacred, which is we're learning how to be the caregivers for non-human species that are at risk of extinction because of human activities. And so one way that those of us who grieve and feel pain about the ecological crisis, one way we can deal with those feelings is by helping to support the migration, the protection, the propagation, the survival of non-human species. And so I'm here today getting all sweaty and dirty, digging this big hole with all of my tools, so that we can rescue this little tree, which will grow to be about 150 to 200 foot tall tree. It's a gigantic, beautiful tree. For those of you who have seen the movie, oh no, I'm forgetting the name, but the movie Avatar. In the movie Avatar, where the indigenous peoples of the other planet have their home tree. Their home tree is actually mimicked and inspired by a real ceiba that lives in Costa Rica. And we used to live very close to that tree, and we could walk to it. Well, this tree will get just as large, not as the one in the movie, but as tall as that tree that gets 150 to 200 feet tall. And this is it right here. It's just a little guy. Right now it's 3.5 years old. It was planted here by one of our friends who's cared for it, who actually ran the hostel before. And when they left, this tree was left behind, and they wanted to transport it and transplant it, but they weren't able to, because they had problematic relationships with the owner. So here's also an example where the breakdown of cooperation and trust creates a crisis for a non-human species, and what typically happens is the non-human species becomes a victim. Here, the non-human species becomes a point of focus for transformation of conflict and cultural healing, as all of the workers and the owner and the person who planted this tree and other friends in the community are gathering around the story of protecting the species Ceiba Barragón from extinction. And I want to share this with all of you today to show you that this is part of the work of regenerating a landscape, and something we're doing here in Barichara. Hold myself back so you can see the tree right here beside me. And I hope this inspires you to support endangered species where you are, to be mindful of how human activities and human conflicts and dramas can threaten and harm non-human species, and that this inspires you to regenerate degraded lands where you are.